Vermeer was born in Delft, Holland in 1632. His father, a weaver who produced a fine satin fabric, was also active as an art dealer. By 1641, the family had gathered much wealth to purchase a large house with an inn on the market square of Delft. Vermeer inherited both the inn and the art dealing business after his father's death in 1652. By that time, Vermeer had already chosen a career as a painter, since only 1 year later, on December 29, 1653, he registered as a master painter in the St. Luke's Guild. During his lifetime, Vermeer was renowned within his native city and eventually became head of the Painters Guild. Vermeer was also known as a connoisseur of painting. Vermeer's fortunes deteriorated drastically towards the end of his life, mainly owing to the messed up economy in Holland following the invasion of French troops in 1672. When Vermeer died in 1675, he left behind a wife, 8 minor children, and enormous debts. Vermeer's paintings are allegories, which is a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. Vermeer emphasized the importance of history to the visual artist. Theorists argued that the noblest and most highly regarded form of artistic expression was history painting. By creating such paintings, he demonstrated their knowledge and originality of thought, and helps us reflect on the thoughts and basic understanding of that time. One such reference is the large map hanging on the back wall, which draws attention to recent history of the Netherlands, representing the country's 17 provinces and its major cities, which gives us a little insight into the time period. The prominent crease that runs through the center of the map and divides it, much as the recent political changes had divided the land into 2 distinct entities. Every detail tells a different story and gives insight into the time period. In 1938, an Austrian named Vermeer, who had inherited the art of painting, was looking to sell it, but laws enacted by the Nazi government, which had recently annexed the country, forbid the sale of artworks abroad. Nonetheless, Vermeer was approached by a wealthy buyer, a former painter with a taste for masterpieces. His name was Adolf Hitler. From the mid-1930s all through the war, Hitler and his associates in the Nazi Party embarked on one of the largest art collection projects in history. Through purchase, or more often by stealing, the Nazis made a game of art collecting, amassing much of Europe's treasures and either filling their villas with them, or when the war turned against Germany, secreting them in salt mines and other hideaways. Such was the fate of Vermeer, who claimed that he sold the art of painting under pressure. Approached first by Reich Marshal Hermann Göring, Vermeer was already feeling undue pressure to sell. The fact that his wife was half Jewish and a subsequent detainment of the Gestapo obviously made him a very motivated seller. From there, the work joined another one of Vermeer's, the astronomer, in the Altis salt mines, a depository of thousands of Europe's treasures eventually liberated by the Allied troops at the war's end. Initially, the art of painting was supposed to return to Vermeer, but the Australian government claimed he had sold it in good faith, and it is hung in the Kunsthistorisches Museum ever since. Vermeer died still suing for the return of the painting, a cause that his heirs have taken up and expected to win now that the work is receiving new public attention and attitudes toward repatriating artworks have changed. Why is this important? This painting is important because it represents history and history's diversity. This painting was just a small piece in Hitler's ultimate endgame to rewrite history in his own image. The painting alone can't change history, but alone it can protect it. If the painting by itself was rewritten in Hitler's image by itself, history wouldn't be changed very much. But without it, Hitler couldn't completely rewrite history, which gives it a very important role in preserving and protecting true history. This is why it's important to preserve these paintings and the culture behind it so we can protect the past